we've never shared more. Stories, in posts, podcasts, threads, carousels, confessions. We share our wins, our losses, our breakups, our morning routines, our healing. But somehow it still feels like no one really knows us. Because high output doesn't equal high intimacy. And somewhere along the way, being seen started replacing being felt. Sawadee Cup and welcome to another episode here for the Funky Pod Mindful Media and Communication, and to figuring out when connection becomes content. We're in an age where vulnerability performs very well. We've been taught and we learned in uni, at work, in marketing, advertising, everywhere. Be real. Share your truth. Authenticity sells. And I have to admit, someone who teaches marketing courses at university, I've said those things before. Authenticity sells. Gen Z, statistics show Gen Z relates to authenticity. So, yeah. But all that comes with a quiet shift. You start sharing for visibility, not connection. You become fluent in aesthetic vulnerability. And you start wondering, did they like my pain? Or just the way I framed it? So it's not that we don't open up these days. It's that we've made opening up part of the brand. Vulnerability likes. Yay. So here's a theory for that. Why oversharing doesn't equal closeness, communication theory point of view. First theory, self-disclosure theory. Okay, so this theory explains how relationships deepen when people gradually reveal more personal information. That's self-disclosure. However, quite important, pacing matters, context matters, and mutuality matters. And on social media, that calibration, the pacing, context, mutuality is kind of lost. If we drop deep disclosures to strangers with no real foundation, there's no pacing, it's not slowly building up. There's no context, like knowing each other for a while. There's no mutuality, like I tell you something, you tell me something. It's just like, here's my emotional dump. Deal with it. So the result is exposure without reciprocity, right? Just exposing, not getting anything back. Visibility, look at me, without intimacy. And those are two big, important things that we need on an emotional level when we open up. And now we're just doing it without it on social media and just dumping it out there. And the second theory here is one, and I'm hesitate for a second because again, some digital marketing professor said this 100 times, 1,000 times in class. Hyperpersonal communication. Hyperpersonalization right now, a huge trend in marketing. So this theory describes how online communication can feel, emphasis on feel, more intimate than it is. Because it's curated, controlled, and emotionally loaded. You can overshare while still being completely unavailable in real life, right? In real life there's no connection, but online I share everything. Look at this, I'm here, I'm there, I'm so hurt, and so on. just throw all the emotions out there. You can post something raw and authentic and still ignore the messages that follow. So people see your story, but they're never going to be part of it. So it's just one-way traffic, so to speak. So you're just throwing it out there, but you're not getting anything back. Maybe because you don't want anything back, because all you want is just the likes and the clicks and the shares and so on, just to be seen. But as we just established, being seen does not equal being felt. So what are the signs that you're caught in this high output, low intimacy loop? You might be, part of it is you're posting lots of vulnerable content, but avoiding real conversation. If there's a follow-up, you're just like, yeah, no, I'm good, it's okay. You feel known by many, lots of people know you, follow you, but you just feel close to very few people. You document your emotions rather than processing those emotions. That you have what we call content closure, but you do not have emotional closure. So you're still hurting, suffering from it, but because your content is done, you can move on to the next thing. Maybe you connect better with your audience than with actual people in your life. Yeah, you're saying everything, but no one can ask you a follow-up question. If this checks, then you might be caught in this high output, low intimacy loop. And the question that you might ask now is, okay, cool, or not cool, hopefully, but okay, get it? What does real intimacy now look like? And let's make one thing clear. I'm not saying sharing online is fake. I'm not, right? We're sharing what we're actually feeling. Totally okay. But the real intimacy is inconvenient. It's slow. It's unscalable. It's unoptimized. It takes time. It's not just like back and forth and hey, let's be intimate. No, emotionally intimate, by the way, right? That's not how it goes. Emotional intimacy takes time to develop. Yeah, it looks like someone might be asking like, wait. What did you mean by that? I didn't quite get it. They're not just saying like, yeah, I get you, I totally feel you. And then, no, wait, explain, like, what did you mean by that? I don't get it. Or you might be able to hold silence together, not just perform it like, yeah, I feel you, like, but actually like be present together. Just if you're quiet together, great, but be present together. Being misunderstood, but working through it, not explaining it in a caption. Not like one just powerful long statement, hashtag feelings, whatever. Oh, misunderstanding is part of it. It's part of intimacy, but you work through it because it's worth it. You're saying things before they're fully ready for consumption, not optimized captions by ChatGPT. That's intimacy. Real intimacy happens in real life feedback loops, not in applause loops, engagement loops. Okay? Getting feedback right away to back and forth, to development, not just a like. So the question we are hopefully asking by now is, okay, how do we rebalance visibility and vulnerability? So I don't want to say it's easy, but there are a few easy questions you can ask yourself. Do I want to be witnessed or understood? Am I expressing something or am I curating it? Am I letting people in or just letting them watch? I don't have to explain to you which is which, right? Yeah, okay. And most importantly, the question you should always ask yourself, when was the last time I said something honest that did not get posted? Or do you only share emotions when they're being posted online? Yeah, one more time. The goal is not to stop sharing. The goal is to reconnect what you say with what you actually feel and who it's actually meant for. Because not everything you feel is meant for everybody, right? Like, some truths need an audience, and some truths, they just need a friend. So ask yourself where you're at in this equation. To wrap things up, a quick reminder, being known is not the same as being seen. A high output makes it visible, sure, but visibility isn't a connection. And if you're not careful, you might start mistaking engagement for intimacy. So here's a reminder. Not everything has to be a witness to be real. Not everything has to be edited to be true. And not everything worth sharing needs to be shared. Because some of the most powerful conversations, they don't show up on any feed. They just stay with you. Unlike those powerful conversations, I hope that this podcast doesn't only stay with you and you share with your friends. I hope you're taking away something from this quick conversation that we just had. And you'll be back next time. Until then, stay safe, take care, like, share, subscribe, leave some comments. That's really helpful, and it's really nice to see that you're thinking about what we discuss here. Until then, we talk again next time. Sawadee ka.